So today I want to talk about race day strategy when you're about to attempt a marathon or ultra marathon race. So if you're a runner and you're a regular marathon runner, ultra marathon runner, or you're thinking of getting into it, this will be relevant for you. So keep on watching, keep on listening. Welcome back to consecutive day 1788 of a diary of a runpreneur, and today's topic is all about planning your race day strategy for a marathon or ultra marathon race. But before we get into that, please don't forget that this vlog is part of a fundraiser of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, a distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style. The more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. So back to the topic at hand, race day strategy for a marathon or ultra marathon event. It's got a van coming past me, so bear with me a second. So yeah, this is a really, really important one. Now, I've done 13 marathons and ultra marathons so far in my relatively short running career, and I have ambitions of getting to the 100 marathon club. So that's 100 recognised marathons or ultra marathons, and I'm going to do that by doing 3 events a year, which will obviously go towards that big target, and I'll hopefully reach it by the time I'm 70 years of age. You do the math. But anyway, so yeah, but the point of that intro is that there's a strategy behind it. I've broken down this big gargantuous goal of 100 marathons or ultra marathons into smaller chunks, and then I've spread them out over a period of time which I believe to be realistic. So it's taking something that a lot of people would believe to be incredibly unrealistic and breaking it down into something that makes it more palatable and actually makes it achievable. And that's ultimately what you're going to do with a race day strategy. Now, if you get this wrong, your race goes completely to pot. So if you have a time or performance kind of metric in mind, and you don't have a suitable plan around it, you're destined to fail. A fail to plan is a plan to fail, after all. So it's really, really important, and especially with events where you're taking your mind, body and soul to the kind of absolute limit, which is highly likely you're going to be doing that in a marathon or an ultra marathon race. So you need to be extra careful, because just one slight slippage in one variable that can have an impact on performance can throw your whole race day apart. It's like the golf analogy. To have a good round of golf, you know, you might be able to drive as well as anybody in the world, but if you can't hit your irons, you can't chip, your bunker plays rubbish, and you can't putt, you know, all of those facets of your golf game need to come into play to result in an optimal round. So with marathon running, you know, your fueling strategy's got to be right, your pacing strategy's got to be right, your carb loading strategy's got to be right, your clothing strategy's got to be right, your wearable tech strategy's got to be right, your mindset strategy's got to be right. All of these different elements that come into play are so important, and that's what you should be looking at and preparing for in the weeks in advance of marathon race day. Now, the reason I want to talk about it today is that, as I've been fairly vocal, is I've been battling injuries in this marathon kind of training plan, to the extent where I haven't really been partaking in a marathon training plan other than my usual daily runs, and as a result my fitness level is lower than where it needs to be to hit my ultimate target goal of breaking 3 hours and 15 minutes this year. Now, I have a contingency plan because I have Edinburgh Marathon in about 6 weeks' time, so I've got some time to recover from Manchester and have another go if I don't make it, and I'm planning on running an October marathon as well. So there's still another couple of bites at the cherry here that I've got should I fail at Manchester, because the reality is I have to be realistic. I'm not fit enough to get a sub 3 hour 15 marathon time, which is what I was planning on doing, which is to some degree quite frustrating. However, it is what it is. That's just the way the kind of cards have been dealt. So I've had to kind of tweak my kind of performance targets based on my fitness levels. Now, if you're running a marathon or an ultra marathon, it's quite likely you've been training for it. Well, I hope you have. Otherwise, you're probably going to be setting yourself up for a massive failure. But with your training plan, it's probably geared around a performance metric, like a target time that you want to finish in, or something along those lines, or a pace you want to run it in. And if you've been doing that, then your plan will have been kind of geared towards you achieving that goal. Now, I worked a mechanism called Tanda, which was a Italian sports scientist, and his way of working out marathon performance was taking the 9 weeks prior to an actual race and missing out the week just before, because that's your tapering week. But the 8-week block before that, you take your average weekly mileage or weekly kilometres and your average weekly pace for that period of time. And the argument being that the more miles you do, you can do them at a slower pace, is the same as if you do less miles at an incredibly faster pace and be the same level of fitness to achieve a target time. And I always train to that, and it always tells me where I am as a fitness level. So I need to re-punch the numbers in, but I'm performing currently somewhere between 330 and 335 as a fitness level. Now I'm probably looking at my targets based on that, thinking that, you know, realistic is 3 hours 30. It's probably where I need to be looking at coming in for as a target time. Best case, if everything goes my way, I've got an outside shot at maybe 325. And worst case, if I go out too fast and I kind of can't hang on, coming in under 345 would be kind of worst case scenario. They're the 3 targets I've got. And the key thing from this is that you should always have a stretch, a realistic, and a worst case target. So if something goes wrong in the race, you've got those other targets to keep fixated on, so you don't lose faith or lose heart. If you start getting demotivated or being demoralised in a marathon, you know, it's a horrible experience. So it's always good to have something to aim for. That's why I like to set 3 different targets. So that's what I've kind of readjusted for. I'm going to go out, I'm going to aim for a 325. If I can't maintain that pace, if I can hang on for a 330, happy days. But even if I can't hang on to that, based on my fitness levels and kind of how my training's gone, injuries and all that side of things, if I come in under 345, I'd still be satisfied. So that's kind of where I'm at from a kind of a target perspective. I think there's a little bit of pushing myself in there. There's a lot of reality in there as well. And I think ultimately talking it through on a vlog like this really makes it become a reality. So learnings from my diary today are that, you know, if you don't have a plan for a marathon or an ultra marathon, then you're destined to fail. There's so many variables you need to plan for, whether it's clothing, whether it's wearable tech, whether it's nutrition, hydration, training plans, all these types of things. You need to have a plan for each of them. And if you pull them all together and execute them correctly, you've got the best chance of performing at the highest level. Just going past some people, so wait there. See you there. Well done, mate. Yeah, cheers, mate. So ultimately, it's one of those where it's a failed to plan, it's a plan to fail. So hope you find it useful. Questions or comments, drop me a line. Anything relevant, I'll respond to. Do remember though, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.